Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games back with another cool pinball repair video for you today. We're finally going to finish up this bank of ball and play it a little bit. What do you think, Joe?
Sounds good to me.
Hey, what was wrong with this one when they brought it in?
It was broke.
Oh, okay. Well, it was broke, people, but we fixed it up. So we think we've about got it ready to go now. So things that we have done. We replaced the number 4 ball up here that drops. We'll show this again whenever it gets dark here in a little bit. The number 4 ball we've replaced. We've worked on some light bulbs. I think there's still a few left. Maybe our viewers can put down in the comments if they see a light bulb out. Just make sure to tell us. But we're going to play it, and I'm going to check all the scoring and everything. And I've got a little pad here. Stuff we got to do. Now, one of our viewers made this for us. Look, that's supposed to be me leaning into a pinball machine. And look how there's stuff all over the place. Look, there's a little mouse over there. And there's my multimeter, and there's a gear or something, and there's a rubber band, a rubber ring, there's a light bulb, there's another light bulb. Look at all that, and look, the power's still on. I'm doing it live, folks, so that's what we're going to do today. But I don't think this one needs very much, Joe.
That's good.
Okay, so first, now Joe doesn't know anything about it because he hasn't been working on it, but the guy didn't really want us to do much cosmetic, right?
Nope.
Okay, so if you didn't see the previous videos where we fixed it up, go back and watch them. Joey, what do you think about those flipper rubbers that are on there?
They look kind of big.
They're the wrong ones. But I don't know, should we change that?
I don't know.
Because it's, you know, he put it like that.
He may have liked those on there.
They're the wrong ones, folks.
That's custom.
There's 2 or 3 different types. See, this one has like a little rubber ring inside it. See the little thing? To go on there, but they're not made for these type of flippers. These ones that are round like this, they're supposed to just be a 1-inch white ring on there.
He probably just didn't know. I think maybe we should put them on.
You think maybe we put the 1-inchers in them?
I
think so
we gotta
too.
do it right.
I think it'll play better, you know. So even though they're brand new, we're going to save these for the guy. We'll put them down inside. We don't need to steal his rubber rings.
He can put them back if
he can put them back if he doesn't like the way we're going to do it. So that's what we're going to do first, and because we're going to play it a little bit, and we want to play it with the right rubber rings on it. Okay, folks, so that's the rings that are supposed to be on it, but the other ones we'll put with it. Okay, so whenever it starts, there's 5 pinballs down in there. You can't hardly see them, but it should drop those 5 pinballs, and it should reset all the balls in the back box, and it should reset the score reels. That one score reel looks like it's a little bit too forward, Joe. I might have to move that. So it should reset that. It should reset the balls, and it should drop those 5 balls. Okay, Joe, hit start. Boy, that was uneventful. Now you can hear a coil, but that's because nothing's been scored yet, I believe. It dropped the 5 balls. All of our lights are on except for the 8. The 8 is on. Oh no, the 8 is not on the back box, but I don't know if that's right or not. All of the balls reset, so that's proper. Okay, Joe, shoot the first ball.
The buzzing stopped.
So you hit the 10 and the 12. Yeah, as soon as you scored something, the buzzing stopped. 10 and 12, why is the 11 down? Oh, you must have hit it too. It's there. Okay. So we're just going to play a quick game just to see if everything seems to be all right. So the 1 and the 6 drop because they're both on that line. That's just how it's made. Now you'll notice too when the ball drops, Joe, that it doesn't try to add up a bonus or anything. The score motor doesn't move.
Okay.
Because there's no bonus to add up, and back then, since they dumped all the balls down, it doesn't need to do anything at the end of the ball. You just shoot another ball. As a matter of fact, you could shoot another ball right now and play 2-ball multi-ball if you wanted. It's pretty good at letting you. It's pretty good at letting you go up through the bottom of those. There's your 8. But game over. So you didn't get the 2 and the 3 or the 8, but we did get our number 4, the new one. Okay, Joe, so did you see anything not working on it?
Seemed like it played pretty good to me.
I saw a couple things.
Well, you're the expert. I was busy playing.
I saw a couple
You
things.
just over there standing around.
When the ball went through here, after you had scored that, it didn't do anything. It didn't even make a noise. So I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not, because when it goes through up here, after you had scored it, it still gave you the points, or made something, did something. So that could be a thing. And then also, these are a little jangly. You saw how they were kind of a little loose.
No, I didn't see that.
It was like this.
I didn't see it.
Okay, now this was interesting. See how that was off the whole time? And then it turned on. I think the reason it did that is because you got all the stripes. Like in a real pool game. You got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, and then it turned on the 8 ball, because in pool, that's how you would play it. Mm-hmm. If you get all the stripes, you're supposed to get the 8 ball last.
Yep, that sounds right.
So they've made it where you can't get the 8 ball until that. But I'll tell you another thing that ain't quite right. The 8 didn't light up on the back glass. So there's something going on there. All right, Joe, write it down. 8 on back glass. Check 14 switch. Jangly kickers. That's Jangly. Jangly kickers. Did you notice anything else? Oh, these 2 light bulbs. Rollover bulbs. And have a good day. Signed, Ronnie. Joe. Notarized. All right. There we go. So, the 8 on the back glass, check the 14 switch, jangly kickers, rollover bulbs, have a good day. Okay, so we're going to look at the schematics a little bit. We didn't check all of the scoring either, although we did get the 1,000 light to come on. Joe, I've had people ask, what happens when you get 2,000 points?
Gotta start adding yourself.
When you get 2,000 points, folks, you get 1,000 points. That's all she can do. She can't do no more.
This is an old machine.
Nobody's going to get, it's impossible to get 2,000 points. That's the thing.
I could probably do it. I mean, I already got 1,100. I didn't even know what I was doing.
So, let me look at the schematics and we'll figure out a little bit of this stuff. All right, so the first thing is the number 8 on the back glass. Okay? So here on the schematics. Now, folks, if you need schematics, these Gottlieb schematics are still copyrighted. So you can get them from the Pinball resource. You can get you a nice, clean, legal copy by contacting the Pinball resource. If you need some for your machine, and if you need them for any machine, contact Mr. Steve Young at the Pinball resource. Joe, what do you think about the Pinball resource?
Boy, he's a nice guy, ain't he?
Yep. We bought a DMD one time from them, and it was now he doesn't make the DMDs, he just stocks them, and it was messed up. And so he called me, talked to me on the phone, apologized for it, said if I'd send it back, they'd get it swapped out, no problem. These are good people, because if there's a problem, they'll fix it for you. Right? That was the only problem I've ever had, too. You know.
And he took care of it just like that.
Took care of it just like that. Good guy, good company. You gotta
support these people.
Support these people. Now, Steve, if you're watching this, you should send us a check or something. I mean, we're Steve is not paying us. He's not the type to pay people for advertisements.
I don't pay anybody.
I don't either. I don't blame him. I wouldn't do it. Okay, so it says right here, see how it says rollover light, like number 9 rollover light, and then it also says number 9 ball light. So the ball light is the one in the back box. And if you look, all of the 7s are together, all of the 6s are together, the 5s are together, the 4s are together, but the 8, it just shows 1. So there is one switch on the number 8 relay, which is in the back box, right, that turns on that light. So there's one switch that turns that on. So if that one's not on, it could be that switch or it could be the bulb. I've replaced the bulb, so I'm thinking that switch is probably dirty, right? And then somewhere there will be the other light, the number 8 light on the play field. Let's see if we can find it. It's here somewhere, surely. There it is. Number 8 special when lit target light. So it comes on when number 8A is closed, which is on, I guess, the 8 relay. And when the 1 to 7 sequence is done, or the 9 to 15 sequence is done. So the 9 to 15 sequence relay has a switch on it, or the number 1 to 7 sequence relay has a switch on it. So if you look over here, those are both shown here. So that 9 to 15 sequence relay comes on and turns on that light. What in the world? Look how it has a switch on itself. It's interesting. So when the number 15, the number 14, the number 13, the number 12, the number 11, the number 10, and the number 9 switches close, which are on each of those relays, it connects power all the way through a switch on itself that's normally open and pulls it in. But what gets me is that would open that switch, which would make the 9 to 15 sequence relay only come on for a second. So I don't understand how they keep power to it, because for this number 8 special when lit target light to stay on, that switch has to come on. I don't know, folks, but it's working. You saw it working. So, but that appears to be what's going on. Whenever the sequence relay, oh, you know what it is? It's a trip. It must just trip, and then it doesn't need to hold on. That's probably it, Joey.
That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Let's go find it. I'll bet it just trips, and then it doesn't need to hold on because it tripped it. Okay, so I'm correct. The 1 to 7 sequence relay and the 9 to 15 sequence relay are trip relays. So once they trip, they stay that way until this entire bank resets, which would be at the beginning of the next game. So that's working as it should. So that's the schematic. Now, Joe, there's a couple lights on the top that are messed up. I'm going to point the camera at it, and then I'm going to have you mess with the lights and see if you can get them to stay on for the guy. He already replaced all the bulbs. You see where they are? It's actually just this one, because that one is lit by the shield under it. If he wiggles it from the bottom, he might be able to get it to stay on better. I think it's down farther. Yeah, that's the one. That one you was just messing with. Well, that's not doing it, so it must just be that bulb's out. Okay. All right, so we're going to replace the light bulb. All right, so we just swapped a bulb. Look at these weird little chrome posts, the two-piece posts. Joe's putting her back together. The gentleman already did the play field and everything, so we're not really messing with it, but we're trying to get all those light bulbs working at least. Just a couple bulbs out. Now the 8-ball bulb in the back glass I've already replaced, Joe. So it can't be that. There's no way. All right, so we're gonna check the switch on the number 8 relay. All right, now when you do these, it's kind of hard to tell the wire colors because they're old and faded. But this is the number 8 relay. It's one of the ones that hasn't dropped. Right, and so there's a switch up here on the top that's normally closed until this drops and opens the switch. So if this isn't making good connection, I believe it's this one. It basically, see, it looks like it's connected, but it basically won't let the light light up.
There it is.
That's doing it?
That's it.
All right, so we just need to clean that a little bit because it's already connected, but it's just not quite good enough. All right, so we got the 8-ball on. The 8-ball is not down. If I was to drop the 8-ball, it has turned the 8-ball off. All right, Joe. Okay, Joe, mark it off the list there. Number 8 on the back glass, I think we fixed. And also the rollover bulbs, we fixed that. Okay, now check the 14 switch. So what I'm trying to figure out is after you drop the light, whenever you roll over that, it gives you 50 points because it says 50 points when lit, and it drops the ball down. So once it does that, does it allow you to still score points? So I'll show you how we figured that out. Okay, so there are actually 2 number 14 rollovers because one of them is up on the top. But whenever you roll over either one of them, that switch would connect, which would send power down through here to a make or break switch on the number 14 relay. That would pull in the number 14 relay. Once that trips, the ball drops where you can actually see it, which would change this 14 make or break relay. And then the next time you hit the number 14 rollover, power would go through there, go through the switch that has changed to this line here, and connect power to the C relay. Okay, now all of them do that. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8's different, you know. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, why don't they have a 7 or a 15? It must just be completely different. 7, 15. Yeah, so the 7, when you hit it, it drops, and then you don't get anything else. Or the 15, when you hit it, it drops and you don't get anything else. But it says on the playfield 50 points. So there must be another way that it gets 50 points. So the 50-point relay is V. So there's probably going to be a switch just for that. V gets pushed in by the P relay or the B relay. Or that's a switch on itself. So that's just what holds it, so that impulses 5 times to give you 50 points. So P and B, what makes them pull in? Well, P is the series relay, and B is the number 8 target relay. Okay. Well, I don't know how you would ever get 50 points. There's got to be some other thing going on. O. It's the match relay. That's not it. Number 7, number 15. There must be some way that you're getting 50 points. Must be the series relay. So what pulls it in? What pulls in the series relay, Joey? You got this memorized, don't you?
Yeah, but I want to see if you can figure it out.
Oh, look, it's on all of them. So all of them, whenever the relay drops, it also sends enough power through to pull in the series relay. So anytime one of these drops, it's also going to pull in the series relay. Oh, okay, that makes complete sense. Okay, so here's how it's going. So we're messing with number 14. Okay, so number 14 comes in, it hits this. But since they have this switch, the next time you hit number 14, if that's already dropped, it's going to send power down to here, to the C relay, which is the score delay relay. The score delay relay then, whenever it connects, it hits the 5-point relay. So the next time you get 5 points. So we should have got 5 points, John. So why didn't it give us 5 points when we went through 14? It's because this switch here must not be making and breaking. It's making, but it ain't breaking. Okay, but there's a couple special ones. On the number 7, when you roll through, it pulls this down, and since it sends power through there, it also sends power through there, which gives you 50 points. Because the 50-point relay is made to work with the P relay. Is this confusing yet, Joe? It's really not that confusing.
I'm following you.
Joey's following us.
I got it.
See, the P relay, whenever it pulls in, it turns on the V relay, which is the 50-point relay. Okay, so anytime you drop one of these, you get 50 points because of that relay. But on the number 7, the next time you roll through, it tries to drop it again and still gives you 50 points. So basically you get 50 points every time, which makes sense because it says that on the playfield. 50 points. It doesn't say when lit. These say 50 points when lit because when you drop the relay, you get 50 points. Next time you go through, you get 5 points. So that's how it should work. So I've probably still got some switches on the relays that aren't quite right. So I'm going to start it back up and test each one of them to make sure you get your 50 and then your 5. Okay, folks, so we tried them all. The number 1, when you drop it, it gives you 60 points the first time and then 10 points the next time. That don't seem right. The number 2 gives you 60 points instead of 50 and 10 points the next time. The number 3, 60 and 10. The number 4 gives you 50 points like it should, but then 10 points the next time. The number 5, 50 like it should and 10 points the next time. The number 7, 50 like it should and 10 points the next time. The number 6 is tied in with the number 1. Actually, let's check it. Let's check this one since it has a separate one as well. 780. So that's 50, and then the second time, 10. Okay. Number 6, 50 points, and 10. Okay. The number 7, 50 points, and then 10. Number 8, 50 points. And I guess I won a replay or something, and the replay locked on whenever it did that. So I got to check that. The number 9, 60 points and then 10. The number 6, we just did 50 and 10. Number 10, 50 points and 0. The number 11, 50 points and 10. Number 12, 50 points and 10. The number 13, 50 points and 0. Number 14, which is the one we were looking at, 60 points and then 0. The number 15, 50 points and then 50 points. But I think it's supposed to do that. Number 7, 50 points, and then I believe it should give us 50 points every time. Yeah. Okay. So we got all kinds of issues. So the ones that are giving us 0 the second time around, that's going to just be because this make or break switch here isn't adjusted right. So I'll fix those first. So there's 3 of them doing that. The number 10, the number 13, and the number 14. Okay, so in the previous video, I already went through all these once, but I didn't get them right. I got most of them right, but we still had issues. But we're testing. That's why we're testing, people. Come on now. That's why we're testing. And by the way, these being so dirty, they won't clean up. I've tried. And they're also pretty fragile. So if I break one, that means it costs me or the customer $30 every time I do that. I don't want to do that. Okay. There's our note. Look at that one. Look, you're going down through here. They look pretty good. And then you get to this number 4. Look how beautiful. Wow, that's a good one. Whoever put that one on there must be one hell of a man. Okay, so I'll show you what's going on. So this is the number 1. Okay. And so when the relay trips, whenever the machine tells it, hey, drop number 1, they have successfully completed number 1. Bam, that falls down. That falls in the view where you can see it. Very simple little deal. And there are actually 3 sets of switches. So there's one here that is connected. Whoa, whoa. See, it's connected. But when this drops down, it opens it. And then there's another one down here separated by a little piece of fish paper so that it doesn't connect electrically, that at the same time gets pushed down and connects that switch. And then there's this one, which is the one in question. So it's the make break. So it's made, and then it should break and make the other one. But see how it's all mangled? It's somebody's bent it all to heck. So now when it drops, is that connected? No, it is not. It just looks like it is, but it's because it's all bent up. Right? So I've got to bend that straight to get it where it both touches this and touches that when this bar hits it. It's got to be just right. Okay, folks, so I took the 2 screws loose. Took that little switch stack off. used a pair of small little needle nose pliers, bent the blade back straight. And so now, see how it's touching the top, but not the bottom. And if we trip it, it's now not touching the top, but touching the bottom. Now I want you to look at something. It's going to be hard to see, but you'll be so much better for it if you do. Okay, look at those two contacts that are touching. Oh no, I got to focus on the wrong thing. There we go. Now watch. You see what's going on there? The contact is moving against the face of the other contact. It's cleaning itself. So if you're properly adjusted, that's what it should do. If you play the game a little bit, it will literally freaking clean itself. The reason these things get all screwed up is because they sit forever. But if you play them a little bit, the switches go around and do that. You just saw it, folks. Now, you've been thinking I've been lying about that for years. I've got the photographic evidence. I got the evidence now. You can't tell me I'm wrong about that anymore. Put the evidence in the car. All right, so there you go. Okay, so we got to play it again and see if they all do their 10 points now. But the way I see it, it should be 5 points. Something ain't right. I think a wire's been moved. That's what I think. Or there's a setting we do not know about. But why in the world would they design a setting to make 5 points 10 points? Something ain't right, people. There's been a wire. Come on, if it's supposed to be 5, and then they wouldn't make it where you can make it 10 if it says 5 on the playfield, because you can't make that say 10. Come on, people. Come on now. Why do you make me do this? You're gonna get me all twisted up again. Oh man, here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go through it again. I want to show you something too about the 60-point thing. So I think I've got them all scoring 50 and 10, or 60 and 10, and they're supposed to all be 50. Okay, so let's try 13. It's been giving me trouble. So I've already got 10 points on there. Okay, so it went to 70. And now every time I hit it, it gives me 10. But did you hear what happened? It went ding, 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 ding. There was a distinctive ding before the ding, 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 ding. That's an extra ding. Okay, so let's try the 4. So listen, you got to listen now. Now you can play it back slow if you want. So we're at 80. So if we get 50, it should end up at 130. Did you see what happened? It went ding, 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 ding. There's an extra ding right at the beginning. There's the secret. That's the problem. So now every time I hit it, I get 10 like I should. So let's see if this one does it. You heard it, right? Ding, 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 ding. There's an extra ding, people. This is a big problem. I gotta find one that doesn't give us the extra ding. Bam! Did you see that? You saw it, didn't you? It waited a second and then went ding, 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 ding. It only gave us 50. The extra ding at the beginning was not there. Now this timing stuff, I'm being funny here. But it's very important, people. That's how we're gonna figure out what it's doing. So now when I hit it, I get 10. So when I hit every one that's been tripped already, I get 10, okay? So 300. You heard it, right? Ding, 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 ding. There's an extra one. There's an extra one. An extra one. But 10 afterwards. An extra one. And 10 every time after. That one didn't have an extra one. This is what makes them fun, people. And by the way, I don't want to hear none of y'all whining about the bells, okay? You're watching a pinball video. You knew there were going to be bells. Come on, people. Come on now. Okay. There was an extra one. And it's consistent. It's only certain ones doing it. So let me point this one out. See how it says 50 points? Watch, every time I do it, so what's that tell us? That it's consistent. Certain ones do it, other ones don't. And it's not the score reels. It's not the score, the 10-point relay or anything. It's none of that. It's not the 50-point relay. It can't be, because that one, every time you hit it, gives you 50 points like it should. Okay, so we've got only one left here. Okay, so we have solved the problem of it not giving you the 10 points whenever you roll through it the second time. So all of them give you 10 points when you roll through it the second time, but it should be 5 points as far as I'm concerned. We'll figure that out, though. Okay, so we got to figure out why it gives you 60 on some instead of 50. We've got to figure out why it's giving you 10 instead of 5. See, this is 5. And we've got to figure out the kickers. I didn't like the way they were acting. Okay, so that's what's next. Okay, so I've been messing with it, and now these are the ones that are giving me 60 instead of 50. So we've got so many of them, I think it's going to be a timing issue. So it has to do with how quick the relay drops, I think. So we've got a switch somewhere that's misadjusted, probably on the score reel. So I'll show you kind of how it works. When it drops, it hits the P relay, which is the series relay. Let me make sure I got this right. The V relay is the 50-point relay. Okay. Now the way that scores 50 points is this P relay pulls in whenever the relays drop on the back box. This pulls in and turns on the V relay. So the V relay is the 50-point relay. It holds itself on through a switch on motor 2B that opens up. Okay. Now once that V relay goes on, it starts the motor running. Once the P relay turns off, right? So the V relay is held on until the motor stops. We just saw that on the switch. Once the P relay turns off, that switch will connect back. That's normally closed. And then the C relay, if it's not open, that's closed. It will turn on the motor. Okay. The motor will hold itself on through this switch until that switch opens and the V opens. So what's going on is everything's so tight. I've got it. Basically, there must be a switch in there that's really close. And whenever some of those drop, they're so close that it instantly powers through that circuit to where it's giving it an extra 10 points right at the beginning. So I'm going to look at some of those switches and see which, somewhere in that little train that we were just looking at, there's going to be one that's really close. Now you might think, oh, well, no, it's going to be on all of those. Well, there's got to be a little bit of play in it because I can't get all of those perfect, right? So there must be a switch somewhere that since it's so close, whenever the relays back there take a little time to connect, there's just enough time to where it misses that first 10 points that it shouldn't have. So let me look around and see what I can find. Okay, folks, so here is the score motor. Now, when the 50-point relay comes on, it starts turning this thing. And then the 10-point relay is connected through one of these switches on this bottom gear here. Now, as that turns, each time, it's going to, that little bump there, there's 5 of them, is going to make it score 10 points 5 times. But we're getting 6 times, right? So this is the home position. So watch, you see how wide open those switches are down there. So when it turns, 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points, 50 points, and then we're back at the home position. So There's something, it can't be in that string on the schematics. It's got to be getting 10 points from somewhere else. So it's not in this part that turns the motor on. That's all working. It can't be any of that stuff. Once that turns, it's only going to give you those 5 points because it's only going bam, 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 bam. Right? So, motor 1A, that's what we were just looking at. Bam, 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 bam. If the V is on the 50-point relay, then it's up there. And it goes through. Bam, 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 bam. Right? So all of that has to be fine because it always gives you 50 points. It's just we're getting a 10-point just before that. So one of the other ways that the 10-point relay can come on must be happening just before that. So it can happen on the 9th position 1's unit. So whenever the score reel is trying to go from 9 to 10, that could happen, but only if the switch on the N relay's in, and if that's closed because it's at position 9, and I don't know, it's worth looking at, I guess. This switch here is where the 10-point relay holds itself on until the end of stroke switch opens on the 10-point reel. So that seems to be working fine, right? And that switch can't make itself pull in. I mean, so another way that it can get 10 points is through the pop bumper relay. That's the pop bumper relay, alternating relay. But one of the pop bumpers has to be on. So that's something weird going on here. Doesn't make much sense. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the 5-point, 10-point thing and see if I can figure that out. Okay, so when we hit the N lanes, the left ball guide rollover to right ball guide rollover, it should connect and turn on the C relay, which is what all of these should do once they switch over. But instead so we need to see if that C is actually turning on, right? Every time we do that, it's giving us 10 points. But the problem is the C relay shouldn't have anything to do with 10 points. Let me see if I can find my thinking again. So here's the U. That's the 5-point relay. There's the C. So when the C comes in, it should turn on the 5-point relay. Right? Every time C turns on. Now, why wouldn't they just have it turn on the straight 5-point relay? That's interesting. The C relay must do something else. Okay, so when the C relay pulls in, it should always pull in the U relay if this switch is connected well, right? Now when I hit something that should give us 5 points and pull in the C relay, like this 5-point thing, we'll get 10 points. The C relay does in fact pull in. But that's the U relay, and it's never making that pull in. So U may not be pulling in because that switch isn't working, or it could be that this switch isn't working. If that switch isn't working, then V would never pull in or hold itself in, which is the 50-point relay. So I'm going to check that one next. Okay, so here's my C relay, and look at this. There's 2 wires and then a small wire that run down to the coil, right? Because the coil needs wires on both sides of it. See them going down there? Okay, and then here on my 5-point relay, what the hell? What? There's only one set of what in the world? What the hell is that? What? Oh, come on, people! Come on now, people! You can't do that, people. It's got to go to the. Come on, people! Come on! That ain't right. That ain't how it's supposed to be. They done hacked this damn thing. Come on now. Okay, so this wire from C that is supposed to turn on the 5-point relay was not hooked up. They had instead connected it to this wire going to 10. Okay? But the problem with that is, again, you screw up the timing. So I just cut it. So our 5 doesn't work because we don't have it hooked up. So what you're hearing is the C relay turning on, but it never turns on the 5-point relay because it's not plugged in. But let's see if that fixed our 50-60 thing. What do you think? What do you think, people? That's 50. That's 50. 50. That would be 50. 50. 50. Another 50. 50. 50. 50. 50. Last 50. So our whole problem was they screwed it up to where it was giving you an extra 10 points every once in a while because they hacked it. Those dirty hackers. Now, who did that? Probably an operator or something. I don't know why he would do that, but he basically, on purpose, wanted to make it where the 5s gave you 10. I don't know why you would do that. It's not enough points that it matters, and you're not advertising it. Like if you put a sign, hey, when you score 5, now you'll get 10. Play me more. I don't understand why anybody do that. Maybe somebody did it in their house just for the giggles. That's weird. That's a really weird one. Okay, so I'm going to try to hook the 5-volt thing back up, the 5-point relay back up, and see if we can get it to score 5 points when it's supposed to. So now all of these, the way he had it hooked up, we're giving you 10. That's the C relay coming on again. That was the special. Yeah, none of the ones that are supposed to give you 5 give you anything now because we have that disconnected, which makes sense. Okay, so up to the... Come on, people. That ain't. Come on now. That ain't gonna. That look at it ain't. Come on now. So let me hook it back up to the 5-point relay and see if that gets us back where we're supposed to be. Okay, folks. So there was a 2-inch ring there, and an 1.5 inch was a better fit. Okay. We're ready to test it. Are we not? We did the 50-point thing, the 5-point thing. That's what we need to. That's what we need to finally figure out. Now the buzzing you're hearing, I tracked that down. It's in that trough there. That's so that you won't lose the ball if you shoot it and nothing happens or whatever, right? So it holds on, and according to the schematics, the only way to turn it off is to score 10 points. With the 10-point relay. I don't know how we're going to do that because those aren't. Oh, these will do it. Okay, so let's see if we get our 5 points. Perfect. 5 points. So let's turn these on so now I can get 10 points. Okay, and so that ends the humming, which again is just the trough coil. On these old games, those things are just noisy. It's just how it is. So at the beginning of each game, until you score 10 points, it's going to do that. Now, if you roll through one of the top rollovers, it's going to instantly do that. I just didn't do that because we want to check our 5-point thing. Okay, so usually it would start humming. You'd shoot the ball, and as soon as it goes through there, it would stop humming. Okay, so our 50 points, and then we should get 5 points. Perfect. For whatever reason, they disconnected the wire and put it on the wrong thing. All right, so that's that. So let me slide the glass back in it. We'll play it a little bit, and I think she's about ready to go, folks. How about I play a game where you look at the back box, and then I'll play a game where you look at the playfield. I don't have any of this high-end 2-camera setup stuff people like a lot of people have. My production quality I have to keep real low so I can keep churning out the videos, all right? We got a little 2-man operation here. You see what I'm saying? We don't edit much. That's why I ramble so much. Speaking of rambling so much, I wanted to show the back glass now that it's not light out. Look how beautiful this thing is. This is plexiglass. There's 2 sheets of plexiglass, but I believe that's original, but I don't know. That thing that you're seeing back there is just kind of like a metal shield. That could be taken out, spray painted white, make it look a little better. Okay, so the artwork is there is a pool table. Everybody's sitting around playing pool, having a good time. So the guy over here is playing records, I believe. He's putting a record on the record player. Now they're in some kind of pool hall though, so that's kind of weird. But hey, I'm not going to doubt it. I wasn't around back then. There's no jukebox in this particular hall. You have to play your own records. So you have a couple here. Boy, ain't they a good-looking couple. Look at them. Then you get this guy. This girl. The poses are very lifelike, actually. Like leaning on the table like that. I've seen people do that 1,000 times. And these 2 are swinging. They're dancing a little bit. That's great. And then this guy. You got a couple back here. Having a couple drinks. I believe it's plexiglass because they thought maybe it would make the light ball, the cue balls look better. I mean, not the cue balls, the pool balls look better, possibly. Okay. And then she's kind of the main character. It's all very Technicolor, but it's 1965. All right, let's play it a little bit. All right, let's play it a little bit. Missed it. Oh, oh! Well, we dropped 2 of them. Ah! I was robbed. This is actually considered a double animated back box because it has the lights on the pool table as well as the balls that drop. Slid it right by me. All right, last ball. Oh, I got the unlucky bounce. All right, so you get the idea. Oh. It's the only way to get to 15, folks. I tilted it. You saw what happened, right? The coil locked on. You got to tilt it when that happens. Let's try it again. Oh, boy, it likes that too. Oh, that wasn't very good. That wasn't very good. Ah. Got our 7. I need it, I haven't got any of the stand-ups yet, though. I got the 5. That's good. Ooh. Playing around with it too much. Too much. That wasn't right. I should probably be trying to do the skill shot. All right. I got a big 636 points. Let's keep going. Oh, come on. Come on now. Ooh, about lost it. Oh. Oh, come on now. Oh. Nope, not quite. There's my 6 that I needed. Get the 12. Ow. Close. I count 6 balls left. 5. Oh, come on now. Come on. All right, so I got 10 balls. Let's play it one more time, folks. It doesn't like that right skirt. The 13. That center shot's a sucker shot. You gotta watch. Ooh, that's nice. Got four real quick there. Ooh, I'm all over it. There's the 5. That's only ball 2. No, no. Oh, yep, there we go. All right. Get that 4. Not quite. Get that 12. Get that 12. There you go. Okay, so our 8 ball came on because we completed all of the stripes. Let's go ahead and get that. Oh, not quite. Not quite. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, so we only have 3 balls left. Need to get that 2 that it usually likes to go over 2. We're down to the last ball, folks. That 2 is going to be the hard one. Now you can get it from the bottom too. It can go backwards up the lane. Knocker works. Oh, come on. All right, we did pretty good though. We got 1,007 points. And almost a full rack. Fantastic. What a cool little game. Well, there you go, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below. Make sure to give us a thumbs up for taking the trouble to film it for you. We're going to do a couple more little things to it and send it back to the customer. Really enjoyed playing it. Now, if you want to support the channel, we have some links down below to Amazon. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon, use our links if you would, please. And it gives us like 3% of everything you buy. So that works out pretty good. So thank you to everybody that's been doing that. And then also make sure to check out my brother, Donnie. My brother has a channel here on YouTube, and we do pinball machines, arcade games, and jukeboxes. He does old buildings and old vehicles, things like that. And he is a hoot. A fun time is had by all. So we'll see you on his channel, and we'll see you here in a couple days on this channel with another new series. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Gottlieb's beautiful Bank of Ball.